In the damp, unsterilized surgical wards of 17th century London, a minor infection wasn't just an inconvenience. It was an agonizing, creeping death sentence that began at the very tips of human fingers. Surgeons held down screaming patients, using crude iron pincers to hack away rotting, overgrown keratin before gangrene could consume an entire arm. For thousands of years, humanity faced a silent, grotesque enemy attached directly to its own body, a keratinous shield that grew relentlessly, harboring deadly bacteria, splitting into jagged daggers, and signaling the brutal line between civilizational refinement and total feral decay. You touch it every single week without a second thought, tossing it into a bathroom drawer next to your toothbrush. But the tiny spring-loaded lever mechanism sitting in your home is actually the product of centuries of blood, backstabbing corporate espionage, and a quiet medical revolution that saved millions of lives. Welcome back to where it began. Today, we unmask the dark, violent, and surprisingly genius origin story of the modern nail clipper. Look closely at your hands right now. That hard layer of alpha keratin shielding your fingertips was once one of the most dangerous vectors of lethal infection on the planet. Before standard hygienic tools existed, simply trimming your nails was a high-stakes gamble with blood poisoning. Today on Where It Began, we are opening the forgotten vaults of human grooming to track down the absolute madness behind this simple household item. You're about to unlock 3 incredible, deeply buried chapters of history. First, you will uncover how ancient Chinese royalty transformed human fingernails into weapons of terrifying political status, leading to horrific physical mutilations. Second, we will expose a forgotten 19th century patent war where a brilliant inventor was cheated out of millions by ruthless industrial tycoons. And finally, you will discover the bizarre top-secret military contract during World War II that accidentally forced a tiny, levered piece of steel into every single pocket on Earth. To understand the sheer desperation behind this invention, we have to travel back over 4,000 years to the sun-baked plains of ancient Mesopotamia. The year is 2000 BCE. The air smells of burning cedar, damp mud bricks, and raw river silt. In this ancient world, overgrown nails were not merely an aesthetic problem, they were a biological hazard. Workers carving stone or harvesting crops frequently tore their nails down to the raw quick. Dirt, animal feces, and lethal bacteria trapped beneath the nail bed turned minor tears into fatal sepsis. The early solution was terrifyingly crude. Ancient Babylonians used miniature bronze paring knives and sharp flint chips to literally shave the keratin down millimeter by millimeter. One slip of the hand meant slicing open a nerve-rich fingertip. By 800 BCE, the ancient Romans escalated this practice into a symbol of extreme class division. Roman aristocrats refused to cut their own nails. They hired specialized servants known as paronychia, whose sole job was to scrape, trim, and smooth the nails of the elite using curved iron shears and pumice stone. In 1921, archaeologists digging near the ancient city of Ur unearthed solid gold manicure sets dating back to 3200 BCE. These were not tools of vanity, they were survival instruments for royalty. Meanwhile, in imperial China during the Ming and Qing dynasties, the concept of the fingernail took a truly bizarre, dark turn. Noblemen and royal women grew their nails up to 10 inches long to prove they had never performed a single day of manual labor in their lives. To prevent these terrifying claw-like extensions from snapping, artisans crafted elaborate nail guards out of gold, silver, and solid jade. But for the working class, overgrown nails remained a constant source of infection and pain. The world was begging for a mechanical solution, a tool that could slice through dense keratin instantly without cutting human flesh. As trade routes expanded across the globe, the art of nail maintenance became a battleground of cultural identity and industrial espionage. For centuries, Europe remained hopelessly stuck in the dark ages of grooming. In 18th century Paris, fingernail care was handed over to street barbers who used the exact same heavy-duty razors for shaving beards to slice down fingernails. It was messy, painful, and dangerously imprecise, When European immigrants flooded into North America during the early 1800s, they brought these primitive European shears with them. But the American Industrial Revolution was hungry for efficiency. The fast-paced factory environment demanded clean, short nails to prevent worker hands from getting dragged into heavy spinning machinery. Torn nails had become a major cause of industrial downtime in American factories. The traditional European penknife was simply too slow and too dangerous for a nation rushing toward modern industrial dominance. Two distinct philosophies collided. Europe viewed nail trimming as an expensive, slow, aristocratic luxury, performed in private salons. America viewed it as a mechanical safety problem that needed a cheap, mass-produced, standardized solution. The stage was set for a massive technological leap that would change human hygiene forever. The first major breakthrough came in 1875, led by an obscure inventor named Valentine Fogarty. Fogarty realized that human fingernails didn't grow in flat lines. They grew in parabolic curves. Existing shears crushed the nail flat before cutting it, causing excruciating microfractures along the nail bed. Fogarty designed a radical new device, a tiny cylindrical cutter with a curved jaw that held the nail in place while a tiny blade trimmed it along its natural curve. It was a stroke of mechanical genius. But Fogarty suffered from a fatal flaw. He was a brilliant engineer but a catastrophic businessman. He lacked the capital to manufacture his curved cutter at scale. Cheap knockoffs flooded the market, his patent was tied up in endless litigation, and Fogarty died in obscurity, bankrupt and forgotten. That set the stage for shift number 2, the brutal patent wars of 1881. Enter Chapel S. Carter, a ruthless businessman who realized that Fogarty's design could be improved by combining two distinct mechanical principles, the compound lever and the jaw-type cutter. Carter filed a master patent for what he called the gem nail clipper. It was compact, used minimal steel, and offered unprecedented leverage. A tiny push from a human thumb generated over 50 pounds of shearing force at the curved cutting edge. In response, rival hardware manufacturers attempted to sabotage Carter's supply chain. They bought up local steel foundries to cut off his raw materials and launched dozens of fraudulent patent infringement lawsuits to drown him in legal fees. But Carter fought back viciously, winning a landmark Supreme Court patent battle that secured his monopoly on the levered design for over a decade. Then came the third and final shift, the event that launched this tool into every home on Earth, World War II. In 1942, an entrepreneur named H.C. Cook introduced a refined, ultra-compact version called the Clipper. The United States military was facing a silent crisis in the mud-soaked trenches of Europe and the humid jungles of the Pacific. Trench foot and fungal nail infections were paralyzing thousands of soldiers. The US War Department placed a massive, top-secret order. Millions of standardized pocket nail clippers were to be manufactured and distributed to every single American soldier as mandatory military equipment. Virtually overnight, millions of young men who had never owned a dedicated grooming tool were trained to use them daily. When the war ended and the troops returned home, they brought these little steel tools back with them. The household staple was officially born. Even today, there are disturbing, counterintuitive facts about this ubiquitous tool that almost nobody knows. Welcome to the Forbidden Archives. Fact number 1. The standard nail clipper actually causes invisible structural damage every time you use it. When the flat steel blades crush down on a curved nail, they build up immense hydraulic-like pressure until the nail violently snaps apart. Under an electron microscope, a clipped nail looks like a shattered piece of safety glass, leaving micro fissures that allow fungal spores to enter deep into the skin bed. Fact number 2. Following the September 11th attacks in 2001, nail clippers with attached metal files were placed on the official Transportation Security Administration banned weapons list. For nearly 2 years, federal agents confiscated over 3 million clippers at airport checkpoints worldwide, treating a simple 2-inch piece of domestic steel as a potential high-altitude weapon of terror. Fact number 3. Modern forensic science considers a used nail clipper one of the most potent bioarchival gold mines ever created, because human keratin traps cellular material and environmental toxins. A single unwashed clipper lever can retain readable human DNA, trace metal poisonings, and drug markers for over 20 years after its last use. Fact number 4. In the late 19th century, before mass manufacturing took over, extreme nail trimming was actually a popular sideshow attraction in American carnivals. Performers would allow audiences to clip their hyper-thickened nails with massive blacksmith tongs, charging 10 cents a peek to witness what medical journals described as human hooves. Today, what began as a crude bronze knife in ancient Babylon has transformed into a colossal global manufacturing monster. Factories produce over 1.2 billion nail clippers every single year. A single manufacturing hub in South Korea produces over 80% of the global supply, stamping out steel levers at a mind-boggling rate of 300 units every single minute. The global nail care industry sits at a staggering market valuation of nearly $1 billion, and the technology is evolving rapidly. Today, manual steel levers are being replaced by high-speed electric rotary trimmers equipped with infrared skin sensors, tungsten carbide blades spinning at 6,000 revolutions per minute, and internal vacuum systems that catch falling keratin dust in real time. Looking 50 years into the future, space exploration and biointegration are pushing this tool into sci-fi territory. In zero-gravity environments like NASA's Artemis moon bases or future Mars colonies, floating nail clippings represent a lethal hazard to life support systems. Engineers are currently prototyping laser ablative clipping devices that vaporize keratin instantly into harmless carbon gas, controlled by artificial intelligence. The humble piece of stamped steel in your bathroom drawer is officially leaving the analog world behind forever. The journey of the nail clipper is the story of humanity's relentless obsession with conquering its own wild biological nature. We took a dangerous, painful vector of disease and engineered it into an effortless, 5-second daily routine. It stands as a tiny, gleaming monument to how human civilization refined chaos into absolute control. When you look down at your hands today, remember the centuries of blood, war, and genius that made that simple click possible. Which everyday object in your home do you think harbors an even darker, more twisted history than this one? Let us know in the comments below. Hit that subscribe button right now to join us on Where It Began, because next week we are unraveling the terrifying, sabotage-filled history of the humble metal zipper, and trust me, you will never look at your jacket the same way again.